Hey, so welcome back, boys and girls. So if you made it until episode 5, I'm so proud of you because it's not easy, having to sit through all that workout routines and biceps and what. Yeah, I know it's a lot. That's why I'm trying to make everything that I can possibly do to make it easy for you, okay? So kudos if you made it this far because this is a very important episode. We're gonna put together everything and to form you a routine for you. So I'm super excited. So what are we gonna do today? So this is gonna be your ultimate full day domination. So yeah, so we've conquered, biceps back in episode P2, and you mastered those traps and lats and upper back in episodes P3 and P4. Right? So now we're gonna bring it all together for a workout that will, make those gains pop and forge a, an amazing back. Yeah. So remember those forearms and wrists. Yeah, they're important too. For a truly complete pull day, we cannot ignore those things. Okay. If you have not already, I actually launched an episode in Spotify, before starting YouTube. So it's episode 4 of the Spotify Fitness Podcast. I'm sorry, the Cyrex Fitness Podcast got. So if you haven't already, make sure to watch episode 4 of the SciX Fitness podcast, where we, deep dive into wrist and forearm training. So it's literally called wrist and forearm. So yeah, you cannot miss that. So today we're gonna blast those, back and biceps with a mix of, heavy hitters and all that. So let's dive in. So what exactly is a pull day, right? So pull days are a cornerstone of the classic push-pull legs training split. Okay, so this routine, it divides your workouts into days, focusing on pushing movements, just literally pushing movements, and pulling movements, and legs, training your legs. That's literally it. So we're going to be doing, talking about just pull day for today. So let's ignore, push legs. Let's say this is the second day of your routine, day 2. The reason I'm starting with pull day is because it's just so important, and that the I want the episodes to be in line, coherent, because we talked about backs and biceps and all that, right? So they all come together in this episode. And that's one of the reasons I want to go with pull day. So a strong pull day builds a back that's both, powerful and number 2, aesthetic. Okay, so you'll develop strength for everyday tasks, improve your posture, get that amazing V taper like Superman, all that. So plus those well-trained biceps and forearms, they'll complete the package, baby. Yeah. So let's break down the workout. Okay. Remember, warm up beforehand with some light dynamic stretches. Okay, dynamic means that you have to move. Okay, not just pose like an Abercrombie model. Okay, not this. Okay, you have to move. Got it. So how to design your routine. So whenever you encounter a phase in your life where you have to design your routine or redesign or remodify your routine, this is how you're gonna do it. Okay. So I want to introduce first of all two main types of training: the strength focused training and muscle growth focused training. The strength focused training are for power lifters, yeah, those who lift like 400 pounds, yeah, and all of that. Okay, so we do not want to go there. Okay, so we're not going to be focusing on that. The kind of training that we're going to be focusing on throughout this series, at least for now, is hypertrophy, aka muscle building. Okay, so we're going to maximize muscle growth and detail. Even though building strength is important, building strength is inevitable. Okay, we're going to do it slow. Okay, we're not going to be focusing on meteoric ways of your body strength. Okay, we'll take it slow. The slow things work, simple things work. Yeah. So next, number one, so now that we've decided the type of training that we're going to select the exercises. So how are we going to do this? Let's talk about pull day first. This is going to be mostly the same for the other days too, push days and legs days. Yeah. So number one, what you're going to do is that you're going to choose 2 to 3 compound movements as the cornerstone of your workout. That's what you're going to start with. Okay. You're going to start with 2 to 3 compound workouts, and you're going to do the same thing. Pick 2 to 3 isolation workouts. Okay, to focus on specific areas. Okay, we talked about this earlier, remember? And we're going to include 1 to 2 forearm exercises to complete those powerful arms. Okay, this is usually neglected. That's why I included this as a separate step. Okay, so 2 to 3 compound, 2 to 3 isolation, and 1 to 2 forearms. Okay, done. That's it. That's what you're going to do for today. And For starters, I would recommend that you start with two compounds, two isolations, and one forearm exercise. Let's take it slow, okay? Let's stick to the lower end. Two compounds, two isolations, and one forearm exercise. So we're gonna master those movements. Okay, well, let's keep it that way for now. Okay, let's go on for a few episodes in this routine type with this routine type. So we're gonna want to maximize the results, right? We're gonna want to build a ton of muscle. So yeah. So how can we do this, right? So there are four ways. And we're gonna have to train close to failure. I know I keep saying this in every episode. Please train close to failure, not complete failure. You will still be able to move. Okay. So push yourself really hard on each set, but maintain good form. No monkey swinging. Okay. Train close to failure with good form. Rep range, for compound exercises, it's wise to stick to a rep range of 9 to 12 reps. Okay. For beginners, since you're going to be starting light, you're going to want to focus on form and everything. So I think you're going to want a lot more reps, right? So stick to 11 to 12 if possible. When you go heavier, you can stick in the 9 to 12 range, okay? That is a really good range to stick to. And 12 to 15 reps for isolation. So since we're going to be working only one joint and one specific muscle group for isolation exercise, stick to 12 to 15 reps. 9 to 12 for compound, 12 to 15 for isolation. Hey, got that, right? So warm up. So prep those muscles with, cardio, a little bit light cardio like walking or dynamic stretches, like arm circles, or, torso twist. Yeah, like really twist your body, awaken those muscles. And number 4 is cool down. Yeah, literally the same thing, but you're going to do at the end of the exercise. So warm up, usually aim to do dynamic stretches, okay? You're going to have to move. For cool down, do stretches that are static stretches, like hold your body in a specific position, like this. Oh, okay, not this. Okay, we'll cover stretching in a different position, but do not forget warm up and cool down. Okay, so these will speed up recovery. That's why. And remember, consistency is key. You have to stay consistent, stay disciplined. You have to stick with this routine, prioritize form, and watch those muscles grow. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, let's do it. I'm just going to do a quick recap of all the exercises that we've covered from episode P2 to episode P4, and in the fourth episode of the Spotify of the Cyrex Fitness podcast. Okay, so the first compound exercise is assisted pull-ups. Assisted pull-ups, how do you do this and what are these? So let's talk about that. And yeah, so assisted pull-ups are your, first, stepping stone to conquering those unassisted pull-ups, the body weight pull-ups, right? So we're gonna do it really slow. So what are these? What are the muscles that are targeted using assisted pull-ups? Your back muscles, literally, your upper traps, your lower traps, your lats, and then your rear delts. Okay, mainly these four. And so what are the two variations that you can perform this in? Overhand grip with a slightly wider than shoulder grip. Overhand grip, palms must face outwards, and underhand grip, palms must face inwards, or neutral grip, underhand or neutral. They both enable you to focus on your lats, okay? Yeah. So these underhand grips have got another, special name. They're called chin-ups. Most people would like to call it because your chin is literally going up by pulling it this way. I don't know. You do the same thing with overhand grip too, but I don't know why this is called chin-ups. But if someone says chin-ups, they mean this, okay? Performing it with underhand grip, okay? Yeah. How do you do this? You're going to start in the machine setting the assistance level. So you're going to start with the highest assistance, like 90 kilos or 80 kilos, whatever the maximum, amount of weight there is in the machine, and then grab the bar with your chosen grip, overhand, underhand, neutral, yeah? Okay. And keep your core engaged, chest out, and then pull yourself up until your chin slightly clears the bar. Okay, so lower slowly, resisting the machine's tension. That's it. Okay, you're gonna get on the machine. Before you get on the machine, set it to the highest resistance that you can tolerate. Get on the machine. Your knees should be on the support like this. Okay. Yeah, and your back should be straight. Chest should project upwards, and then raise. Pull yourself up. That's it. With the grip that you've chosen. Okay. That's it. That's how you're going to do it. So you have to focus on here. You have to focus on pulling with your back, not just your arms. You have to feel that stretch in your back. Okay. And so how do you progress here? So gradually decrease the assistance over time, like decrease the weight. If you're starting with 80 kilos, decrease it to 75, 70, 65, and so on. Okay, and your ultimate goal, remember this, is to master the unassisted pull-ups. So we're gonna get there, but it's gonna take time. Okay, if it makes you feel any better, I am still not able to perform unassisted pull-ups. So yeah, we're gonna get there. It's gonna take time. Remember that it's gonna take time. As long as you stay consistent, you are gonna get stronger. Yeah. And the second compound exercise is inclined bench rear delt rows, right? So this exercise focuses on your upper back, especially your rear delts and your upper traps, and a little bit of lower traps too, since it is a compound exercise, right? So where are your rear delts? They are the muscles on the rear side of your shoulder, on the back of your shoulder over here, slightly behind your armpit, right? Okay, so they give you the rounded, powerful look of your shoulders. How do you do this? So before you set up, you have to set up, right? Take two dumbbells, place it in front of the incline bench, before you pick them up, before you get on the incline bench. And step two is getting on that incline bench with your low until your lower chest, slightly protrudes out of the machine. So your bench should be here, and this part of your body should be protruding out of the bench. Okay, so you're gonna wanna grab those dumbbells like this. Okay, so wiggle those arms to find the right form. Okay, grab those dumbbells and then roll it towards you. That's it. Okay, so squeeze your shoulder blades at the top. Okay, you have to feel the stretch here in your upper traps and a little bit of lower traps. So shoulder blades together at the top, focusing on those rear delts. This is where you will feel the most stretch. Okay, so keep your core tight, back straight. Same thing goes to all the back exercises. Okay, core tight, back straight, and roll the dumbbells upwards towards your sides. Okay, you will look like this, and make sure that your arms are perpendicular to the ground. Okay, your forearm should be straight, so you'll be like this, right? So pull it like this. Okay, and then you have to, after you're at the peak position, you lower it slowly, feeling a nice stretch in your rear delts. And that's it. That's how you do it. So we covered two compound exercises already. Okay, so if you want detailed breakdown, please watch the previous episodes. Episode P3, where we covered the upper back exercises we just discussed, and P4 for the compound exercises, which we're going to talk about now. Yeah. So compound three, lat pull downs. So with underhand grip, right? So this is a powerful exercise. This targets your lats. I mean, which are below your armpit, like here exactly. And these massive back muscles, they help in creating the V-taper physique that everyone's dreaming of, right? The Superman physique. Yeah, so lats are responsible for the width, and like we discussed earlier, and lower traps, which are over here, they ascend from the spine, all the way up to the shoulder, all the way up to the upper back. So yeah, so the lower traps, the traps do contribute towards the thickness, and the lats towards the width. Okay, remember this, T for thickness. And so how do you do this? Lat pull downs. You're going to do it with an underhand grip here. Okay, so an underhand grip, it puts emphasis on the lats. Okay, how do you do this? So sit on the lat pull down machine, grab the bar with an underhand grip. Okay, and before that, when you sit down, make sure your knees are supported under the leg pads. Your knees should be supported. And same thing, back straight, chest up. Grab that thing, grab the bar with an underhand grip, and then pull it towards you. Okay, you should feel your stretch in your lats here. Okay, this is how the movement should be. Okay, pull anything towards yourself, from the top to the bottom. This is how your arm will go. Okay, just listen to your body. Okay, follow the natural movement. Don't stress too much. That's how you could perform this exercise. Yeah, and squeeze your shoulder blades together, feeling your lats fully activated. Okay, so you're going to want to squeeze it at the peak contraction position. So squeeze it all the way, feel the contraction, and then slowly let it go. Okay, that's it. You perform this beautifully. And imagine you're trying to pull the bar apart as you bring it down. Okay, this helps target those lats. Okay, so 3 exercises covered. Okay, amazing. You're sticking it through. Yeah, so isolation exercises. One to the tiny ones. So there are 5 isolation exercises. The one is for rear delts. The first one is called rear delt flies. This zeroes in on your rear delts. It has a 3D definition. I remember isolation exercises are for sculpting your body, for special focus on the muscles that could be neglected when you're performing, other compound exercises. So it's for that extra focus, extra sculpting, building, and all that. Yeah. So how do you do this? You're going to do this on a pec deck machine. So you're going to support your front side of your body, the torso. You're going to do the exact, the position, the starting position is kind of the same instead of the rear delt rows, which you performed on an incline bench. So you're going to want to support the front side of your body on the pec deck, okay? So your head will be protruding upwards like this, and you're going to want to grab onto the handles, with an overhand grip, or your arms should be parallel to the ground. So grab onto it like this and then stretch it this way, okay? Push the bar away from you with a slight bend in your elbows. Don't lock them out. So there has to be a slight bend and then pull it like this, okay? So you're gonna feel a stretch here on your rear delts, okay? Initiate it, keep your back straight, torso stable. Bring the hands together behind you, okay? This is enough. This is a good enough stretch, okay? And squeeze your shoulder blades together intensely and focusing on those delts. Yeah, and then return the handle slowly to the starting position, okay? And then you repeat. That's it, okay? Easy. And you have to focus on that mind-muscle connection here, especially in isolation exercises, right? So really visualize those rear delts working with each rep, okay? Lighter weights with perfect form. Light weights and perfect form are crucial here. So don't swing, okay? No swinging, please, I beg you. Yeah, so the next isolation exercise. So we're going to be moving on to the biceps now. So yeah, so the biceps mainly has two parts. If you recall, the short head, which is responsible for the peak, and the long head, which is slightly on the outside here, which is responsible for the size. Okay, the thickness. So they are both important. So how are we going to target this? The short head is targeted with the preacher curl. And the short head is targeted with exercises where you place your arms in front of you like this, right? So and that's how we perform a preacher curl, exactly. So you're gonna you can do this two ways, either on a preacher machine. There's a dedicated machine, preacher curl machine. So rest your arms on the pad here and grab that thing, the handles, and then pull it towards you, slowly. You watch that your wrists are straight like this, okay? Don't curl your wrist, no, okay? And then pull it towards you. You're gonna have to feel a stretch here, okay? Or you can do the same thing with a dumbbell on a preacher bench. So on an incline bench or a preacher bench, make sure that you perform this exercise. Your triceps, the rear side of your arms is fully supported on the bench, okay? The only joint that you're going to be moving is this, okay? Your elbow joint, and then curl it towards you, okay? No movement here as well, so curl it towards you. That's how we perform a preacher curl, okay? And then squeeze your biceps hard at the top for maximum results, and then lower it slowly, okay? No swinging, no speed, and then yeah, resist gravity all the way. Yeah, so avoid swinging, and strict form equals big biceps. Yeah, so isolation two. For this is the third isolation exercise. So regular bicep curls. This is for the long head of the biceps, okay? So how do you do this? You're gonna stand with feet shoulder width apart, okay? Or sit, they both work. Now hold a dumbbell in each hand like this, in this grip, in overhand grip. Okay, no twisting of the wrist or anything. This is gonna stay intact. You're not gonna be using this, okay? This is the only joint that's gonna move. Okay, so you're gonna position yourself like this, like upright, back straight, core straight. Okay, yeah. So hold a dumbbell in each hand, keep your elbows close to your sides, and curl one dumbbell like this. Okay, just listen to your body's natural movement. The elbows close to your body, just curl towards like this. Okay, curl it towards like this. Okay, I'm keeping my arms here so that you can see the movement. You're gonna do the same curling movement, except the position is gonna be like this. Okay. That's how you do it. And same thing goes for everything, the squeezing thing and the feeling, everything thing, the mind muscle connection, no swinging, all of that applies for this too. Okay, maintain a slight bend in your elbows at the bottom of the movement. Don't lock it out. Never lock your elbows out. You have to keep tension on those biceps. That's it. And the hammer curls, that is an exercise, isolation. Four. God, there's so many. This is for the brachialis muscles. So where are the brachialis muscles? It's here, right? They extend from the biceps on the side and extend deep into your forearms until like here, right? So we're gonna want to train these brachialis muscles using hammer curls. How do you do this? You're gonna do the same thing for regular bicep curls that you did for bicep curls, except with a little change in grip. Since you did it with an overhand grip over there, right? So you're gonna slightly change it to a neutral grip, okay? So That's it. Imagine that you're holding a hammer, a literal hammer. So you're going to be holding it like this, right? And then banging a nail on the table. So this is how your movement's going to be, except that you're holding two things in your, one for each of your arms. That's it. That's how you do it. So hold a dumbbell and then curl it. The position is the same, and then curl it towards the top. You're going to want to feel the stretch in your forearm and a little bit in your biceps, right? So curl it towards you and then drop it. Curl it towards you and then drop it. Yeah. And don't lock your elbows. Go all the way down. Just don't lock your elbows. Do it slow. Resist gravity all along the way. That's it. It's okay. You completed all the isolation exercises, the main ones. The additional extra ones that you need, these are so important. So please don't ignore these. These are the forearm isolation exercises, right? So the forearm isolation exercise number one is wrist curls. This is the only place where the wrist joint, comes into play. We're gonna move your wrist joints, and this is the only joint that you're gonna be moving here, right? So imagine like this is the dumbbell, right? What are wrist curl? What is curling? It's like pulling something towards you, right? This is curling your wrist. That's what you're gonna do. Except that your arms gonna be flat like this, okay? So you can sit on a bench. Your forearms can be resting on your thighs like this. I'm sorry, I'm sitting on the floor. So your forearms can be resting on your thighs. Okay, this part of your arms is supported. A little bit of your forearms is protruding outwards of your thigh, and you're gonna curl the dumbbell towards you like this. Okay, feel the stretch all the way at the bottom when you're at the bottommost position, and then curl it slowly towards you, and then slowly lower it back down. That's it. That's what wrist curl is. So do it slowly, do it light. Okay, this is a very delicate joint. No heavy lifting here. Okay, so focus on isolating your movement. Avoid using your elbow joint. Avoid using your arms, okay, to swing the weight. No. Yeah. And yeah, you made all the, I'm so proud of you. This is the last exercise, which you should never skip. Okay. Yeah, so these are called the dumbbell shrugs. So what are shrugs? Shrugs attack your upper traps, right? Upper traps and a little bit of your lower traps. So mainly traps. Okay. So how are you going to do this? Well, this is not a, it is a great addition to pull this. So I would really love it if you end with this. Okay. So hold dumbbells in your hands, to your sides. They have to be slightly inclined towards forward, or this is fine, towards your sides, and then move only your shoulder joint. Okay. Move, take it all the way up. Okay, shrug, and then slowly lower it down, feeling the stretch in your traps. Here and here. You have to feel them here, honey. Okay? Slowly lower it back up and slowly lower it back down. Okay? Resist it all the way. Do it as slowly as possible. Okay? So shrug your shoulders upwards towards your ears. Okay, not, yes, how much ever possible. Okay, to choose an appropriate weight, okay? Don't die. Focus on squeezing your traps. Hold the peak briefly, just for half a second, maybe, and feel the intense contraction in your traps, and then lower the dumbbell, slowly feeling that stretch. Okay, it's gonna be amazing. Let me know how you did it. Focus on mind-muscle connection and really visualize those, traps working. So, yeah, that's it. That's all the exercises. Thank you for sticking it with me. So now we're gonna do, I'm gonna give you my pull day routines to you so that you can design your own. So basically, I do two routines for pull day one and pull day two, and these two things they repeat. Okay, for the first pull day, I follow routine one, and for the second pull day, I follow routine two, and for the next pull day that comes for the third one, I follow routine one. Yeah, so this keeps on repeating. So I'm gonna give you my two best full day routines. Read the comment description. I left it there too if you want to follow along with me yelling on the backside. So for routine one, so I'm gonna do is that number one, I usually do assisted pull-ups with wide overhand grip, okay, to train the upper back. And then number two is seated cable rows to train those lats. And then number three is inclined bench dumbbell rows, okay. Again, a little bit focus on the upper back. Yeah, so we have three compound exercises now, right? So I do three compounds. And the fourth one, this is non-negotiable. You're going to have to do this dumbbell shrugs. Do not ignore this isolation thing. Okay, and number five is regular bicep curls to attack. Regular bicep curls, which you do with, the elbow close to your body, and then curl to attack the long head. And number six is wrist curls. That's it. 6 exercises. So easy, right? So I go through this routine again. Number one is assisted pull-ups for upper back. I start by targeting the upper back, and then one compound exercise for lower back, seated cable rows. And the number three is inclined bench dumbbell rows. That is again a compound exercise for upper back. So 2 compound exercises for upper back, 1 compound exercise for the lats and lower traps. Okay, compounds done. Moving on to isolation. So one isolation for my traps, dumbbell shrugs, and one isolation for the biceps, and one isolation for the forearm, aka the wrist in this case. Okay, that's it. That's routine one. 6 exercises are more than enough. 3 to 4 sets of here are more than enough. These are more than enough. And routine two, okay? How do you do it? The first is the same, okay? I do the same. I love assisted pull-ups. So I do it with wide overhand grip to attack target the upper back. The same thing. Number two, seated cable rows. I love this as well. So I do not change this on the second day. So first two are the same. Number three is lat pull down. So since I did 2 compound exercise on the first full day, I like to do 2 compound exercise to target the lats on the second day. So I targeted upper back with 2 compound exercises on the first full day. So I'm going to target the lats with 2 compound exercises for them, right? So the third exercise is lat pull downs with the underhand grip. And the fourth is the same, dumbbell shrugs, non-negotiable. Always do this. Okay, how many sets? Even 2 sets is fine, okay? If you did, 4 sets on one day, so doing 2 sets is totally fine. Even if you miss it, it's fine. As long as you do it on one of those full days, okay? Do not miss that. And number 5, so we targeted the long hit in the previous full day, right? So we're now going to target the short hit of the bicep by doing feature curls. So number 5, feature curl for short hit. Number 6, you're going to do hammer curls, see, for forearms, okay, for the brachialis muscles. Remember, we didn't do this in the last full day, so we're going to do it now. Either hammer curls, or you can perform reverse curls. Reverse curls is nothing but doing hammer curls. It's by doing it in overhand grip. This is overhand grip. Your arms are going to be facing the ground. So hammer curls, you're going to be doing it with a neutral grip. Reverse curls, palms facing away from you. You're going to do it with an overhand. They're both attack. This, the overhand grip shifts the emphasis mainly onto the forearms, but if you feel comfortable, please go ahead and do that. But hammer curls are way easier to stick to. And okay, so I would recommend hammer curls. So that's it. Those are my 2 routines, which have been working perfectly fine for me until now. So please feel free to customize this, okay? I just told you how to design your routine. I hope you learned something of value from this. And use this as a starting point, experiment as you get stronger. Maybe you'll add a set, try a new variation. The key is to just get in there and crush those weights the right way, okay? And so you've got the knowledge now, the routines, the fire burning inside you, right? Remember, consistency is key. The workout is your weapon. And yeah, I don't know. I just wrote, I thought this might sound kind of cool, but obviously it's not. So I'm going to skip over this. Okay, so let's wrap it up, right? So we discussed about the exercises that make up the routines and how to design your routine. So these are the main parts of the compound things, the isolations, including your forearms and your wrists. So that's it. And thank you so much for tuning in. And if you feel like you learned something, okay, please like and subscribe. And even better, please tell one other person about this. I could use all the support that I can get. And please go on, Spotify to listen to episode 4 and all the other episodes, on Spotify. They're all available as well. The reason I'm, directing you to Spotify is that I started with Spotify, okay? The first 6 episodes on Spotify, I already did that before starting getting YouTube. So I'm so sorry for that. I'll do the same thing on YouTube if you want me to, of course. So for now, for episode 4, Spotify, remember that. And follow Cyrax on Instagram. The handle is @CyraxFit for, daily tips. And almost forgot, for a complete guide, grab that free manual. It's literally in the link in bio. I'm giving things to you for free. Use them. Okay, let me know how that was. Let me know how it can change. Let me know if you made any mistakes, okay, so I can correct it as soon as possible, okay? I'm still learning. I have not advanced. I say this in every video, okay? So please tell me if I need to know something too. I'll be so happy to learn from you. And please reach out to me via Instagram, via the comments. Let's have a healthy conversation going on. And thank you so much for listening. Now go forth and crush those weights, okay? And let's see those gains. Yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Yeah. This is Karthikar signing off. Bye.